Okay, welcome back. So this is going to be the last video that I do here about Chapter 6, just doing Cramer's Rule. I'm going to do number 5C, and I'm actually not going to do the whole thing because Cramer's Rule can take a long time. I'm just going to find, I'll maybe do two of the variables. I'll maybe do like X and Y. I don't really want to do all three because it'll take too long. But essentially, remember that Cramer's rule tells you the solution of your system using what are called determinants, right? And so, if I want to find, for instance, x, what Cramer's rule tells me is, well, it's a fraction of two numbers, and it's the fraction of the determinant of just the coefficient matrix. So 2, 3, 1, negative 5, 7, negative 9, 1, negative 4, 2. Okay? So this is on the bottom. This is sometimes called in your book, it's either A or D sometimes. Okay? And then this guy on top is the same as this one, it's just x is the first variable. So what you do is you take these numbers here, 11, 8, 4, and you put them into the column corresponding to x. Okay, so you do 11, 8, 4, and negative 5, 7, negative 9, and then 1, negative 4, and 2. Okay, so we keep everything else the same, but that first column, because we're finding x, we switch to those three numbers. Okay, and so x is equal to this, and so I just now need to compute these determinants, okay, to figure out what x is equal to. So I'm going to compute those. Okay, so remember how you do a 3 by 3 determinant is you work along a row or column, okay, and if you have any zeros, you usually want to work along that. This one is messy, it doesn't have any nice zeros, so we can't really make it too simple. I'm just going to say I'm going to work along this row here, this first row. It doesn't really matter. And remember, you have a checkerboard of pluses and minuses, okay, to alternate when you're adding and subtracting things. Okay. And so what this means is I'm going to start at, let's do here, 11. Okay, 11 is the first number in this row, so I'm going to put down, and it's in a positive position, so it's going to be a plus 11 times, and then you cross out that row in that column. Okay, so 11 times the determinant of the smaller matrix when you cross out that row in that column. So 7, negative 4, negative 9, and 2. Okay? But wait, there's more. So next, we move on to this position, right? We're working along this row. So it's at a minus position, so that means I'm going to minus negative 5. Or in other words, plus 5 times the determinant of, I cross out this column and this row, so I get 8, 4, negative 4, and 2. Okay? And then, lastly, I'm right here, which is at a positive position. So again, it's going to be plus 1 times the determinant of, you do the smaller determinant with that row and column crossed out. Okay. So that's our determinant. So now we're dealing with 2 by 2 determinants, which we can do. They're a lot easier than the 3 by 3 ones. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of go over here now. Okay. So 11, we're gonna get 11 times. Well, we do these two times each other, so 14, and then these two times each other, so negative 9 times negative 4 is the 36, and we subtract, okay? And then we have 5, and this would be 16 minus a negative 16, so really plus 16. And then plus 8 times negative 9 is negative 72. And then 7 times 4 is 28, but we're subtracting. Okay. Now I would throw that in your calculator because I don't want to do that by hand. I guess I probably could. 14 minus 36, and then we're going to times that by 11. That's negative 242. That would be 5 times 32 for the next one. 160. And then 72 plus 28. That's 100 minus 100. So 242, and then, yeah, so this I believe will be negative 182 if I'm not mistaken here. Something is, oh, I'm looking at the wrong problem. That's why. Okay, yeah, that's right. Good. Okay. So I got that one. I now know that the top of my fraction is negative 182. The bottom of my fraction will be this 3 by 3 determinant. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of this because I don't think we need it right now. Okay, so what you do here is, let's do another determinant, because we're very determined, I don't know. Okay, 1, negative 4, and 2. Okay, there we go. So, we do the same thing. We pick a row or a column. Maybe I'll do a column this time just to be fun. I'm going to do this column here. Remember, I've got checkerboard of pluses and minuses. Okay. So, what do we do here? Well, 2's at a positive position, so we're going to have plus 2 times the determinant. We cross out that row and column, so we get 7, negative 4, negative 9, 2. Okay. And then 3 is at a minus position, so we're going to do minus 3 times the determinant of, we cross out this row and this column, so negative 5, 1, negative 9, and 2. Okay. Now we're at a plus position again, so plus 1 times the determinant of, we cross out the last row and the first column, so we get -5, 1, 7, -4. Beautiful. Now we just simplify, right? And we do our 2 by 2 determinant, so 2 times 7 times 2 is 14, and then we're going to minus 9 times 4 is 36. Positive 36, right? So minus a positive 36. Minus 3 times the determinant of this, so -10, and then minus a -9, so plus a 9. It's really easy to get mixed up on your signs here. Make sure you're careful. And then lastly, -5 times -4 is 20. 7 times 1 is 7. Okay. So 14 times 14 minus 36 times 2. So we've got -44 on that first term. Then we got -1 times the -3 is +1. And then 13 times 1, so plus 13. So -44 plus 1 plus 13 is -30. Let me check and make sure that that is correct, because I would hate to lead you astray. Where is it? It's not quite right. I'm off by 2. What happened here? Oh! Yeah, this should be a 3. Because -3 times -1 is +3. Okay. There we go. -28. So that would be the bottom of this fraction, is -28. Okay. And then you could try and simplify this a little bit. I know 2 goes into both of them for sure. So what do we get when we do that? Well, and we could cancel out the negative. 91 over 14, and then divide both of those by 2. Maybe? No, 2 doesn't go into them. Does 7 go into 91? It must. 7 times, 13. Yeah, 91 divided by 7 is 13, and then over 2. Anyway, so yeah, this would be your answer for x. I think you get the idea there. I don't think I'm going to go through y and z, but essentially for y and z, right, instead of, you do the same thing, only instead of replacing the first column on the top with 11, 8, and 4, for y you're going to replace this column with 11, 8, and 4. So instead of, you'd have the same as this, just with an 11, 8, and 4 down that middle column. Okay? And for z you would replace the third column with 11, 8, and 4. Okay? And you can do as much of that as you need to get practice. I don't know that you would need to do all of it, but just kind of make sure that you know how to use Cramer's rule. And it works for 2 by 2 systems as well, like systems with 2 variables. And it's a lot nicer for them because you're dealing with 2 by 2 determinants. Ooh, coronavirus. Sorry. I'm not sick, as far as I know. Anyway, so it's a lot easier to use on 2 by 2 systems, but on these ones it's a little more complicated, but you just have to do out a bunch of determinants. So hopefully that helps. I will see you guys later. I think this is the last video, so good luck in your preparations for the final, and I hope the final goes well for you.